You don't have to wait around for somebody to tag you to jump in and do one of these Meet the Maker types of videos. For a long time, I always felt like I had to wait. You just don't. This is me telling you that if you haven't been tagged in the Meet the Maker Answer the 10 Questions trend that's been going around, this is my invitation to you to just make the video. Because here's the thing, I didn't get tagged to do this video. I simply saw some other creators doing it, and so I decided that I wanted to do it too. Hey, it's Tammy, Crafty Mompreneur. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So today is a little bit of a different type of video, and if you saw the thumbnail and if you listened to the first few seconds, you know that I'm going to be going through and answering the 10 questions about the Meet the Maker. I even forgot what it's called. Because I didn't get tagged in that video. I didn't get tagged in anybody's video. And for 5 seconds, I almost felt like I was being excluded. Like, have you ever felt that way? That you weren't picked to be on the team, or you were picked last to be on the team? It's super easy on social media to compare ourselves to others and want to be liked, want people to enjoy watching our videos, like all of the things, right? So I, for like 5 seconds, was like, why is nobody tagging me? And that's just silly, I know, but I'm just being real. So today I'm doing this 10 question challenge because I want to, not because I was tagged. And I might not even do all the right questions right, because, you know, it's my video, and I am, as I've learned on this journey of YouTube, we just need to be authentically ourselves. And I think for the longest time for me, I spent so many years people pleasing and just trying to, you know, do what everybody wants me to do. And for very brief seconds, I catch myself trying, like, almost falling back into that. And I have to, like, reel myself back in. And you guys have been really great about just telling me to do what makes me happy. And I love you guys for that, you know, you tell me just do what you want to do. This is your channel. And so thank you guys for that. This is me doing what I want to do, and not because I was tagged or anything else. So this is how this video is going to work. I will go through and answer the 10 questions that are out there. But what I'm also going to do, and you probably saw it in the title or the thumbnail or whatever, is that we're going to go through my work in progress bag together. And I want you guys to help me decide, like, what projects I should finish first out of this. And then I'm going to do like a follow-up video of working on my projects in my work in progress bag. Does that even make sense? I think it does. So yeah, so we're going to do that after I get through these 10 questions. All right, let's get into it. So question number 1 is something along the lines of, how did I learn to crochet? When did I learn to crochet? Like, when did this crochet thing start for me? It's really funny, actually, because when I was a child, I remember my grandma crocheting us like slippers and washcloths for our family and other things. And then I remember my oldest sister crocheting and my mom crocheting. And I believe, I don't remember much more than that, but I'm almost positive that I learned like the basics of crochet, you know, maybe a chain and maybe like a small blanket, maybe. I don't even remember like when that was, but I was going through some old pictures in the garage when I was cleaning out the garage, and I came across this picture. This would be childhood Tammy and the little cousins, I think, in a very nice crocheted outfit. Like, it's like, wow, that must have been my first crochet wearable. And now I have, you know, my first cardigan, which I didn't even bring my cardigan up here, but I will insert a clip here of my my current crochet wearable, and I thought that was pretty funny. That's my earliest memory of like crochet. And then, so how I ended up getting into crochet as an adult happened just probably 3 years ago-ish. And we were doing markets for our scrunchies. My daughters are the Scrunchie sisters. We started a scrunchie business in 2019. There's a whole story that goes behind that, and I'm not going to go into that, but basically we were going to markets selling scrunchies that we made, and it turned into, you know, us going to weekly markets selling our scrunchies and dog bandanas and things like that. So every weekend we'd be at markets, and my daughters would always go out and find the crochet vendors and come back with crochet things. One of the things they came back with was like, I don't know, it seemed expensive to me, because here our scrunchies were like $4.50, or maybe they were even less than that, I don't even remember. And you know, we wouldn't sell a ton, yet they were coming back and spending like $30 on like a plushie, you know. And so I was like, eesh, you know, I would let them buy them because they were cute. But it got to be where I was like, you know what, I had it in the back of my mind that I should probably learn how to do that, because that seems a whole lot more profitable than my $4 scrunchies here, right? And so that was kind of just in the back of my mind. Then at the end of 2022, we lost our little Chihuahua mix. One of our Chihuahua mix dogs passed away. And I took it upon myself. I don't know what came over me. I think I had seen like people crocheting like memorial dogs out of, you know, crocheting them. And I was like, I want to learn how to crochet and make a crochet plushie of our dog. And that was it. I had gotten a Joann gift card, and I went with my oldest daughter. We went to Joann. I knew nothing about crochet, but I found a pattern on Etsy that kind of resembled the dog, and I turned to YouTube to learn like the basic stitches. I remember just like trying all the different tutorials here on YouTube. And one of the first things that I did was learned how to crochet a ball. And that was, you know, I figured that if I could do a ball, then I could figure out the rest. And really it was then. And ever since then, like, this is a picture of that dog that I crocheted, and I've shared about it in a previous video, but and you can watch this video to get like the full story of that. But yeah, I taught myself from YouTube. I think it helped me having a few, you know, having exposure to crochet as a child. I think that helped, but yeah, so YouTube. Second question is, what's my favorite thing to crochet? That one's easy. I like to create stuffed animals, plushies. I like trying new patterns. I think it's just so cool to be able to take some yarn and a hook and make a stuffed animal. Like, that's just really cool to me. Question number 3 is, if I could use just one kind of yarn for the rest of my life, what would I want to use? And I think I'm gonna have to go with Bernette blanket yarn. I was gonna say Sweet Snuggles Light, but since we really can't have that, I'm gonna have to just say Bernette blanket yarn. But not Bernette blanket yarn like any old Bernette blanket yarn. It has to be like the good soft, like maybe Bernette baby blanket is a safer bet, because it's like the softer Bernette. There's some other yarns that I'd like to try eventually, but I'd say for now, because I use it the most, is the Bernette blanket. I had to think about number 4, because question number 4 is, what's the weirdest thing that I've ever crocheted? And I guess early on, one of my friends asked me to crochet like a king cobra snake. And I think I had only made like maybe 4 or 5 plushies when I attempted this pattern. Again, not really knowing much about crochet and yarn or anything, I attempted this and it was awful. Like, I hated it. It was so hard to crochet, and I actually went back and looked at that pattern now. There is absolutely no way that I would ever attempt that pattern again. I ended up just scrapping the whole idea of following the pattern, and I ended up just crocheting a big tube because there was no way, I didn't know anything about like what this pattern was talking about, and it was like hundreds of rows. Like, I have no idea what I was thinking, but I would say that that one is probably the weirdest, like hardest. I can't really say that there's ever been anything really super weird that I've crocheted, but that was definitely probably like the hardest and did not turn out anything like the pattern. Number 5 was a lot easier for me to answer, of something I would never crochet, and that is anything micro. Like that micro crochet where they crochet with like thread, like sewing machine thread, or even embroidery floss. These old eyes cannot see that well. Like, I have to use readers. Like, I think when you hit 50, like, I think it just happens. Like, your eyesight just goes downhill. So micro crochet is never going to be something I ever even attempt, but I think it is super cool. The people that can do it, I am in awe of people that can do micro crochet. So now number 6 is, where do I get my inspiration from? I think it's pretty safe to say that I get my inspiration from social media, watching other people's videos, the other platforms, video. Okay, so for number 7, you guys probably know the answer to this one, and it is, what's your favorite thing that you've made so far this year? And do I even have to bring her out again? Like, do I? Like, I think I do, because, I mean, it's true. Where is she? Here she is. You know, and you know that I'm just gonna, like, bring her out every time that I can. So this is her cameo for this month. But my favorite make so far in 2025 is Blossom, my dragon. My strawberry dragon. Yes. Are you guys tired of seeing her yet? Because I'm not tired of showing her. I mean, she's a work of art. And she's going to be the favorite until I make something else that's this, like, detailed and dramatic, you know? So, I mean, I didn't put the question there. Somebody else did. I didn't make the questions. I'm just answering them. Okay, so number 8 is crochet plans I'm excited about for the future. And this is kind of big picture thinking. One of the things that has just always been kind of a, I don't know if it's like a dream or just something that I've always aspired to do, is to have like some sort of like gathering of sorts. And I know that like there's people that host crochet retreats. You know, I mean, I think I've seen recently that Stacy Makes has done with a retreat a couple of times with the Cozy Buckeye, and also I think the only other person that I've seen do crochet retreats is like Refined Vibes, and then I think I saw one other one, but I can remember before I was even in like, you know, this whole YouTube space, and it was back when I was in my network marketing business. One of the things that I loved the most was doing our team retreats. So for me, like, I think my big picture ideas, there's a couple. Here locally where I'm at, one of my things is I would love to do, there's this girl on Instagram that does Craft Cinema, and Craft Cinema is where you rent out a movie theater and you work it out with the movie theater or whatever, and people are able to bring their like crafts that they can do with their hands while they watch a movie, and they leave the lights on in the theater. So that to me was like, ooh, that would be kind of fun, because then you could just invite a whole bunch of people, local people, and, you know, craft in the movie theater. And it would have to be like people bring knitting, needlepoint, crochet, and, you know, any other like that kind of hobby. Like, obviously you can't bring like your sewing machine or whatever, but maybe just hand sewing, or, you know, something like that that you can do while you're watching. And so I thought that would be something really fun to do, and to build like a local community of like crafters. And then I would eventually like to, probably not this year, I don't even know. I know other people do crochet retreats, and that is definitely something that is on my radar at some point to do. But I think I'd like to start smaller scale here locally. But I don't really have a lot of crochet friends. I only know like probably 4 or 5 crocheters like in my local community. And then I have a friend that knits. I definitely could not fill a whole movie theater like of people paying for a seat. So we'll have to think on that one a little bit more. But that's kind of like something that excites me is, you know, crochet retreats. And, you know, all the ones that I've seen out there are just far away for me. But I think that would be really super fun. Okay, so for number 9, the worst thing about crochet, I'm gonna break this up into 3 parts. 3 parts. So, worst thing about yarn, related to yarn, patterns, and my own experience. For yarn is that when you can't find the yarn that you're looking for. And let's say you started a project and you ran out of yarn and you can't get your hands on that yarn anymore. Either the company doesn't make it anymore, or it's sold out, or maybe your favorite craft store goes out of business, or the yarn quality deteriorates, and so your favorite yarn is no longer available. Those are a couple of the worst things for me. And then for patterns, and I don't, obviously it doesn't affect me so much because I'm not a big crochet designer, but I see a lot of times when big crocheters get their patterns stolen. And I don't know any way like that you can combat that. And I think it's what kind of sometimes holds me back from, you know, creating patterns is I don't want anyone to ever think that I like stole an idea from them or something like that, because I would never do that. And then 2, I wouldn't want my patterns to get stolen. So I don't know. And then my own personal like worst thing about crochet is that it's all over my house, and I don't have one specific area where I store everything, and it just seems like there's a project at my coffee table, there's a project at my counter, there's yarn in our front room, there's yarn stored in our loft. Like, it's everywhere, and it's kind of taking over our house. And I would really just love to have, like, I think I saw BK Crochet got a she shed out in her yard, and I'm like awing over that because that would be really cool to have. I don't make enough money with crochet to warrant a new she shed or in the backyard, but a girl can dream, right? Because that would be super cool. Anyway, that's just my big dreams. But and that has nothing to do with like, oh yeah, it does. Worst thing about crochet. Okay, I think we got that one covered. And for question number 10, my favorite thing about crochet is that it's something that just makes me happy, and and the things that I make and make for other people, it makes them happy. So like, that's always been my motto, like for a long time, is just be happy. Like, create happiness, you know, you're in charge of your own happiness. And so for me, like, crochet just like my happy place. And who would have thought? I did not have crochet on my bingo card like 5 years ago. There's no way like that I thought I would be crocheting, be a crochet YouTube account that has like over 10,000 subscribers in less than a year. Like, what? Like, that was definitely not on my bingo card. But I am super excited, and I finally feel like it's where I'm supposed to be. And for that, like, I can thank all you guys for watching my videos and commenting and interacting and everything. So that's the 10 questions. I'm gonna add one bonus question because this will be number 11, because my favorite number is 11. I was born on the 11th of a month. So we're making this 11 questions. And so my 11th question is, what's the project that you're most proud of? And I haven't shared these in a while, but this gives me the perfect opportunity to share them, because when I first shared about them, I think it was really early on in my YouTube journey. and I'm not sure I've shared about them recently, but this is definitely the project that I am really the most proud of, because it's 4 plushies that I made without a pattern. And I did this by simply looking at pictures and a whole bunch of trial and error. So I don't even remember the order that I did them in. Yeah, I don't remember which order I did them in. We'll just go from youngest to oldest, and you'll understand in a minute. Back in 2015, my family and I dressed up for Halloween. We were doing group costumes for Halloween when my daughters were younger, and this just so happens to be our costume for 2015. And so I don't know what got into me last year, but I decided that I wanted to crochet the inside out characters that we were, and I could not find a pattern of them being made in Burnett blanket yarn. So what did I do? I spent a long time just trial and error to come up with them. So we're going to start with the first one, is Disgust. My youngest daughter dressed up as Disgust, and here is the little Disgust crochet doll that I made. She has like glitter in her hair, the glitter yarn. I don't know if you can see that. She's got the big green eyes. My oldest daughter dressed up as Sadness, and so here is Sadness. Again, I made these without a pattern. It was just tons of trial and error. We gave her some, I think we surface crocheted some glasses on, I think. Then I dressed up as Joy. Joy's hair was a little bit hard for me to do, but I think the basic pattern was not too challenging. So here's Joy in her little kind of yellowish dress with some embroidered star thingies. And then last but not least, we had my husband dressed up as Anger. And here's my little Anger doll. So yeah, I would say that this project was definitely one that I am super proud of, because this was before I had done any pattern designing or done anything. I can't even hold them all. I'm not ever selling them, but yeah, because they represent my family, you know? So I finally got them all in my hands, but these are the plushies that I'm most proud of. Okay, let's move on to chat real quickly about this work in progress bag. And you guys can help me prioritize what projects I should work on first. How this is gonna work is I'm just gonna pull out projects that I have in here, and then I'll pop up the pattern on the screen. And then, you know, in the comments, you can just tell me which one I should complete first. All right, so this is probably one that I have had for the longest. I even put the yarn in the bag. Look at me go. So this, I have 2 little feet. I think this is a duck, like a bill. And I'm pretty sure this is this pattern by Crochet Grove. So this is a white duck. Project number 1 is a white duck. Project number 2, I have this. And with this is these little feet. Well, they're not really little, they're kind of big. So they're this, and this pattern is actually this bob, the minion. And I made it out of Burnett blanket yarn. So I do have yellow, so I could finish this. I do have the right yarn for it. So project number 2 is Bob. This is one that I'm probably just gonna finish regardless, because I don't know why these are even in here, but I have 3 unfinished Mabel chickens. So we're gonna get those finished, but not in this video, but they will definitely be part of my work in progress video when I do that one. So we're not going to add Mabel chickens to the list. So right now we just have Bob and the duck. All right, next, this is kind of I should get them done, but they take so long. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these hanging plants. Maybe I could, let's see, would this fit in here? This is made out of Burnett blanket yarn, so I don't know if that will fit in there, but maybe. I guess that could work, but I don't really know if I like it in that one. Maybe pink, because it's got sparkle yarn in there. Maybe I should just put it in this one. See if it'll fit. I don't know. Maybe. What do we think? Hanging plant. These sell for me pretty good at markets, but they just take so long to make. And I was only charging like $18 for them. But they take way more than that. I know some people charge like $25 for them, but I don't know. I think maybe I'll go with this one for that. And then, yeah, I'm gonna just, all right, this is just gonna be one completed project. But now I have 3 others that I need to make leaves for. So hanging plants is gonna be the 3rd project. You saw this one in I think it was my last video. It's a bear snuggler. Briggs Bear, so I have that, so that's number 4. I have my cookie to make the cookie mouse, so that's 5. See, I just don't think I can do all of them in one work in progress video, so maybe like 3 of them, I don't know. Okay, the arms for another monkey. We could do a plushie monkey. So Mama made minis, either another monkey snuggler or a monkey plushie. I have these feet and I don't even know what they go to. So, oh, and these too. These look like, I don't even know. I don't have any idea what those go to. What could I make with those feet? What do they look like? Anyone? Because right now they're just in here. I don't know what pattern they go to. Nothing. So that's that. So we got 2 sets of feet, which I have no idea what they go to. And then I have some Christmas ornaments that I never finished. They need a better string. I feel like I could do a crocheted string or something. I don't remember, but these are from, it's called a Biddy Stand. It's a free pattern on Instagram, but I don't need to do these right now, but it's an option. And then the last thing I have, I have this to make a capybara out of. And then the last one that is in my work in progress bag is this is as far as I've gotten on my Salish, the turtle. So this one, I don't know what's the priority on this one, because this is going to take a while. So now that you've seen all the works in progress that I have right now, I think that's all of them actually too. Like, I don't think there's anything else that I've started and not put in this bag. But anyways, so comment down below which projects you would like to see completed first. I mean, ideally, I'd want to complete them all, obviously. But let me know in the comments which ones you guys would like to see completed first. And I will kind of get a work in progress video scheduled on my calendar and get some of this stuff done on like a crochet with me kind of video. Just to recap, of the choices are the duck, the Bob the Minion, hanging plants, the Salish, the turtle, or the two Mama Made Minis, Bear and Monkey. If a lot of you want to see the big Salish turtle, that will be my priority to finish, and I'll just do a video, like a crochet with me for that. But if it's all over the board, I'll just keep working on that as I can, and then focus the video on some of the smaller projects, because Salish it's a big project. Like, it's gonna be on the scale of like Blossom. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. And that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Working on my work in progress bag. No, wait. No, I'm gonna scratch that. What's your favorite thing that you've made? But yeah, Salish the tiger. So comment down below which projects